Good evening, world. How are we doing? There's my man down there. Look, Herm's joined us, people. Herm is in the house. You right, bro?
What's up? How are we doing?
It's so good you're here. So, Herm, how this works, we're doing this live, so anything could happen, right? My dog could bark, so a bird could hit that window behind you. Anything could happen.
Good.
So we'll figure it out as we go along. And as this goes along, you'll see some of the guys will start adding some comments, questions as we go through tonight. Okay. Sometimes it's busy. Sometimes they're just like chilling out and listening to you. So we'll figure it out as we go. And I am hot. I generally am. It's like unseasonably warm over here. We're used to rain and cold.
Dude, it's the middle of August. It's warm. I was freezing last week. It's like 20. No, I guess in Celsius it'd be like 5 degrees hotter here.
Yeah. Okay. So let's give it some context. So Alex is Herm's real name. So let's just and Alex, where can everybody before we get started? Where can everybody find you in terms of socials? Let's get into that. Get that done.
Yeah. I'm Herm.Runs all over socials. So Herm.Runs on Instagram, Herm.Runs all one thing on TikTok.
Sweet. Okay. And where are you in the world?
I am in Boston,
What a
the
legend.
greatest city in the States.
I love people. I'll never forget. I was at a dude ranch in Arizona, and there was these two ladies at the bar, and they were. I was like, "What accent is that?" And they were both Boston police women. I mean, so they were tough, right, man? I mean, they weren't there to mess about. But I just love the Boston accent. It's so cool. Mark Wahlberg and all those guys. So.
Oh, you're a fan of it?
Yeah, I love it. Honestly,
Man.
I sat chatting to those ladies. Wow, until the early hours, they're so interesting. I mean, being police women in, great city of Massachusetts or whatever you call it. It's pretty awesome. So yes. So anyway, so you're in Boston. Okay. So Herms was here last week. You were doing the Saucony 10K. How did you find that?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I think that it's the perfect race that if like you want to come to London and you don't want to run a marathon, go run the Saucony 10K because then you can just see all the touristy things,
Yeah.
I mean, you pass it all, the London Eye, Big Ben, what else do we pass? There was the one, what's it called?
You go down you go into Holborn. Yeah, you've got hang on, let me just think about the route. You got me out. Piccadilly Circus, Regent
Oh yeah,
Street.
you run right through Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you got me at it now. Trafalgar Square. Yeah, you're right. You do all the sites pretty much.
Yeah.
If you wanted to come out and just do, maybe you're over here for whatever, and you wanted to do a 10K in the summer.
Well, I think it's also like a great opportunity. So this is a perfect example, right? My mom, not a runner, never was a runner. I want her to become a runner, and I said, don't pick a marathon. Pick the Saucony 10K for next year, and we'll go to London together. We'll do it together, and it could be a whole family affair.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea, actually. I know, for example, like and flipping it around, Ben, who I run with, he's doing Chicago Marathon, but he's signed his mum up for the 5K, the Bobble Hat Run.
Yep.
So that's it's a great way. My point is, it's a great way to see some of these cities, right? Go over, do a bit of running, but at the same time, it's not so much of a stress as you say as doing the marathon.
Right.
So I've got some questions for you tonight because I want to help out some of our big dude runners, let's call them, in terms of your shoes, if that's all right. I'm gonna be absolutely going deep on your shoe choice, if that's okay, in a minute.
I love it.
But just to keep everybody up to speed, what's coming out on my end, I've got the Ghost Max 2 review for anybody who wants that tomorrow. I may do a video on the Adidas Ultra Boost 5. I may not. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do something like that, but I've got near enough miles by the end of the week to do something on that. And I think that's about it in terms of stuff that's coming out on the channel. We've got some shoes. There we go. So is that 5X, yeah?
This is 5X, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got, actually downstairs, I've got 5, which has got the cage on it.
Right.
And although that's meant to be lighter, I saw Thomas from Believe in the Run on his Instagram. He weighed both of them and there was like nothing in terms of difference?
No difference.
No,
Yeah.
no difference. How do
I
you
think
find
I'm
the
gonna.
shoe?
I haven't. I literally have not put it on my foot yet. Actually,
Okay.
I just got back to Boston and pulled it out of the box today. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna prefer this upper to the cage. Usually, I think this is the first time in Ultra Boost. I mean, granted, I've only been running for 2 years, so
Mhm.
take it for what you will. But this is the first time in Ultra Boost to me looks like a running shoe as opposed to like an athletic shoe that you can run in. Like this foam looks actually pretty awesome. I'm very excited to take it out tonight.
You nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, brother. I think you're spot on. It's the first Ultra Boost that I've seen for years that looks runnable, like
Right.
that it's set up to be a running shoe rather than, yeah, we go to the gym, but then we'll like maybe go to the cinema or whatever.
Yep, exactly.
It's that kind of shoe. And I'll be honest, it feels remarkably different to anything that we've had from an Ultra Boost shoe. I think it's the amount of foam that's under the forefoot that's making the difference. I've not done anything like super speedy in it, but the miles that I've done have all been really easy and have had no sort of, well, just no bad experience with the shoe so far. It's been a real pleasant surprise. I thought it would be trash, to be honest, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
mean, I remember them emailing me probably 3, 4, 5 months. It's been a minute since I heard about this shoe for the first time, and I
Hmm.
was like, they're like very excited to send me an Ultra Boost, and I'm like, why? I
Yeah,
mean, I like no, it's nothing against them. I'm just like I've
yeah,
never been one to be like, oh yeah, the new Ultra Boost is out.
yeah,
Let me go get my hands on it. But actually, for the first time, I opened it up this morning. I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm excited to run in this.
yeah.
This is a good looking shoe.
Yeah, I think I've got the black and sort of black and pink colorway, and I
Hmm.
think all colorways. There's also some other good colorways on the Adidas website. So I would recommend anybody who's into those Ultra Boost shoes and got put off recently, that could be worth looking at because it's not a bad shoe. Um, I'm just going to say hello to everybody because we've got a lot of comments coming in already. So if you've got a question or a comment for me or Alex, you know, just crack on as always. I'm just going to say good evening to everybody. Mick comes on every week, and he sort of guesses how long we're going to be on. He he wasn't on the other week, and I completely blitzed it because he wasn't here. But he usually guesses right in terms of timing, so he's going for 45 minutes tonight. So he's super pumped that he was at had sort of a summer games slash unofficial Olympics at the weekend
Saw
over here.
that.
Yeah, we got a load of club guys and girls together. That was pretty awesome. And Mick was there, and I absolutely hammered him. For
Just your name on a ton of asses. You gotta
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
as you got it down right. Yeah, music runners saying hello. Aubrey's in the house. Um, okay, and Matt will come on to the questions. So I'm going to start asking the questions first, but load him up, and I've seen some questions coming, so we'll get on to that. And thank you, Gary. So, firstly, because I think I just give some of the girls and guys a bit of background in you as a runner, if you don't mind. So we got some context.
Yeah, yeah. So I started running in November of 2022. So I'm still fairly new to this. Like I went to the New York City Marathon, watched my girlfriend train the whole thing, and I was like, "Pff, you're crazy. I'll never do this. Like, why would you go for a 15-mile run on a Saturday? That just sounds horrible." And the whole training, I was like, "You're crazy. Never gonna do it." And then I went, and I watched the marathon, and of course, I'm like, you know what? Shit, I got to do this, and have never looked back. I literally threw on my shoes the next day, went for my first run, if we want to call it that. I went out the door expecting to be able to go much further than I actually did. I think I went a mile and a half in like 40 minutes. So, or that's like 2 kilometers for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was brutal. It was horrible and hard, and I went through the growing pains of it, and now I'm here. I've ran 3 marathons, 1 ultra, and have a whole bunch of marathons on the docket. I truly love this.
Yeah.
And there's somebody left a comment on one of my videos earlier that was like, clearly you don't actually like running. You're just in it for the money. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go run over 1,000 miles this year and run 4 marathons just for the money. Like,
I know.
that's
I know. You've got to
it's
wonder.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, exactly. I love, and again, please go and follow Herm on Herm.Runs, let's say,
Yeah.
across the board. The videos, I love the videos. Just you, it's, I guess it's your phone
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all on the phone.
and
Nothing,
literally
nothing to it.
he just puts it up. He chats the whole way. It's brilliant. It's captivating stuff. It's just great. So just please come watch it. I love it when it comes up on my feed, whatever you're up to, because you just chat the whole way, and
Yeah.
it's just brilliant.
It's a wild concept. I'm like, one day I was like, I'm just gonna go start talking to my phone when I run, because like, when we're running, especially in our long runs, we have these wild thoughts that go through our head. We're
Mhm.
like just trying to kill time. You're playing games with yourself, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, this would be kind of funny if I just filmed it and like
it's
said it
brilliant.
out loud.
And that's the thing. Some of the stuff you say. Do you ever go? I wish I had said that.
Oh, all the time. I mean, especially like on this exact type of format where we're live and I can
Yeah,
say something really stupid really
I was saying.
quickly.
It,
Yeah, I
it really
mean,
doesn't. It
or
really doesn't matter.
or like when I was on like the drop, right, with Thomas and the
Oh.
guys, and they're just like egging me into this corner. They're like, come on, you could do it." And afterwards I was like, Carl, we gotta delete that, dude. And he's like, no, it's good. It's a good clip. I'm like, dude, we cannot leave that in there.
Oh, it's true though. I was lucky when I was on there. We stopped recording, and then
Hmm.
I started going off about, because there's a lot of the. I mean, you come into contact with just as much as me. There's a lot of these like YouTubers and Instagrammers who are as fake as basically shit, right? They're just full of it.
Hmm.
They have one personality when they're on camera, one personality when they're off camera. And I think I don't know if Robbie was there, but basically we just slayed everybody. And then I was like, shit, this is definitely not recording. And I think honestly it would have been about 4 lawsuits. But
That's
lucky us.
exactly where they got me. They wanted to get me to like name who I didn't like. They're actually like the content of, and
Oh man,
it was a tough corner they put me into. But I'm not going there today. We're not
don't
we're
do it.
not going down
Don't do
that
it. We
path.
don't do it. We don't do it. I might say it, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. So that's the backstory. Um, in terms of the sort of, and I like it, the fact that you're coming at it from a completely different angle, and I love that. But like, so in terms of shoes for bigger people,
Hmm.
I think I think there's not enough content around that. Because funnily enough, everybody's a different shape and size. It's remarkable, isn't it?
It's wild how that
It's
happens.
mad, isn't it?
It
That
is
we're not all
insane.
like really lean and like and run like these like super elite races. It's just amazing. But I think what's really cool is it's refreshing to see, and I think that's why people really resonate with your content. So well done, you. Now, for you, what makes a good running shoe?
So I mean, I came into this right in this like peak of max cushion, right? Like
Hmm.
the More V4 just came out. The first, or not first, but the newest Nimbus, which was like kind of revolutionary. The Nimbus, I think it was what, 29 or 30, like the first one that covered up the gel and like really was a soft shoe. I think,
Yeah,
what are we on right now?
25, I think.
Or 25. Yeah,
Yeah,
not 30. That's kind
yeah,
of, so like all
yeah.
these really soft shoes. So I love a really soft shoe. Like give me
Hmm.
the max stack, give me the all the cushion in the world. And then along with that, I just want it to be something that I don't have to worry about. I think that one of the things that's most intimidating about jumping into running is like there's a lot of shoe tech, right? And a lot of like, oh, this is going to help me bounce forward. This is going to help me bounce softer. This is going to be all this BS. I just want a shoe that I can throw on every day and be like, all right, this isn't going to hurt me today. It's not
Hmm.
going, I want it to be so boring that like I just don't ever have to think about it, which is why I've been loving like, uh, I don't know. What do we, oh, like the Hurricane 24.
Yeah,
Don't have
good
to think
show.
about it all. You can just throw it on. The Ghost Max, you can just throw it on and no thoughts at all. There's also this like horrible notion that like everyone who is like a runner, for me, it's like I'm like in American stats like 6'2", like 260, something like that.
Hmm.
That like we need these stability shoes because we have weak ankles and
Yeah,
like we're
yeah, yeah.
just these crazy large human beings and need all this stability. We don't.
Hmm.
For me, I actually need a kind of unstable shoe. Like it just feels better when I run. So it's
Okay.
like it's wild how this works and this notion that like we get put into this like let me just throw you in a guide really quick when you first
Yeah,
walk in. You're like, this feels terrible.
yeah.
Like you want me to wear this, my knees hurt, everything hurts. So for
That's
me,
true.
give me max cushion and give me boring. Not much to it.
Keep me bored. No, but it's a really good point. And you're so true. It's like, again, like putting people in boxes. You walk in, oh, I need a running shoe. Oh, look at the size of you. Oh, yeah, definitely a Cayano. Or, You know,
Right.
something like that with some stability in it. You know, but it's going to be like a brick. You know, it's going to be so hard,
Feels horrible.
feels
Yeah. And then you're just
awful.
miserable on the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, you're just hating
And it's
life. You're just hitting
yeah.
the ground really hard in this really solid shoe
Yeah.
that's giving you nothing. There's no comfort, there's no cushion, there's no nothing. I get that 100%. And I think to be fair to some of the brands, they're now coming out with Saucony Hurricane is a great example of a shoe that I think works for everybody. So I'm not just
Hmm.
trying to, I think that works across the board, which is great. I think you mentioned it, the Brooks Ghost Max 1 and 2
Yep.
work across the board. I mean, we got Big Ben, we call him, huge guy. And he loved the Ghost Max. He tried on a pair and then bought a pair. It's
Yeah.
that sort of wider platform that's inherently stable, but it hasn't got
Right.
all the sort of plastic and shit thrown on it. It's
Exactly.
a bit softer, so it is comfortable, and it is when it's not hitting the life out of your knees and everything like that. I think there's a lot of misconceptions around what certain people need in their shoes. So that's great to hear, bro. That's really now interestingly. Where do you go direction wise for races in shoes? Do you change shoes or you just go comfort, or where do you go?
No, for races I'll go with like whatever is going to give me the best race possible. So like I'll wear the Endorphin Pro probably for like a
Okay.
marathon because I think it's an incredibly comfortable shoe. Like
Mm,
I can wear it for many. I did a 20 miler in it and like did not have any feet issues whatsoever. It was great. It fit my foot really well.
mm,
But like and then I ran like the my last marathon in the Adios Pro 3, which is a shoe that I did 20 miles in probably twice, and then did on race day kind of hurt my foot towards the end. So it's like, you have to learn through those experiences. But no, I
mhm.
usually go with the shoe that I feel like most confident in, most comfortable, and will help me, have the best race day possible.
That's a good shout on that Saucony Pro 4. I think that's
Hmm.
I wouldn't say unloved. That's the wrong word, but I don't think it gets the kudos that it deserves because, again, I think that is a shoe. Funnily enough, and the only reason I was talking to Chris, I was running with him yesterday. Quick guy, whatever, but he likes the Saucony shoes, but there's nothing of him, and he was saying about the Pro 4 that it just didn't work for him. And I think that's because actually he's actually the other way. He's going towards more that 3 hour marathon. So probably
Yeah.
something like the elite shoe would work for him. He's lighter, is he's just his cadence is a little bit different and things like that. So that works for him. But what we were saying was that actually anybody sort of 3.5 hours and anywhere from like to 8 hours, actually the Pro 4 would be a brilliant shoe because it's wider, it's a little bit more stable, but there's enough sort of pop off of the foam. And the outsole's really good as well. So you're getting decent traction as well. And as you say, the upper in that thing is incredible. And the whole comfort of the shoe is brilliant for a race day shoe, right?
You are hitting the absolute nail on the head. I mean, luckily, I got when we were in London, Luca,
Mm.
the lead designer at Saucony, was there with us. So I got to pick his brain for 3 days, which was tremendous. It was awesome. It was amazing. So I have two things that came out of that. One, you that is exactly what the Endorphin Pro 4 is. It
Mm.
is a shoe for, us, for the
Yeah. Sub
everyday,
elite.
for the Joe, the sub elite, the
Mm.
people who want a little bit more comfort, but also, want a little carbon plate in their life
Mm.
because, never hurts to have it in there. And you can go, I paced my aunt for her first ever half marathon. And I want to say it took us like just under 3 hours. And I wore it for every pace that day, from walking
Wow.
all the way up to like one of our miles was like 9-minute miles.
Brilliant.
So it was like, and it felt great at every single one of those. So it's a shoe for a wide range and wide variety of people. I would say if you have never worn a carbon plated shoe because you're either intimidated by the process, heard someone once tell you that you can't wear it because you're too slow, you're not the type of runner to wear a carbon plated shoe, that's the one to get because
Yeah.
it's a great entry level carbon plated shoe.
Yeah.
Um, and then secondly, the Hurricane, just to clear my name because people think because I got paid to make a video about it, I'm just pumping its tires.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. Luca literally felt my foot in that shoe. It was like, dude, I might as well have designed this around your foot. So, yes, it's a great big dude approved shoe. I got big feet, and yes, it's a great shoe. So,
It is. It is a great. Funnily enough, I put Speedgoat in them. He was there on at the Saucony 10K, and we had a chat about them. And he's just literally just bought a pair. and he's
Yeah,
slightly pronated, but he's looking for a nice, comfortable long run shoe. Brilliant.
it's perfect.
It's perfect. But he wants comfort, and he mildly pronate. I mean, mildly pronates. But
So,
he's
oh yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's the perfect example. It's a stable shoe, but it's not a stability shoe.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. There, that's where. So Speedgoat's got them. I mean, it's a great shoe. Yeah, you know, don't underestimate it. It's like I really like Saucony, the fact that they did the Tempest. You know, again, mild stability for some people. I know the Arch didn't work for people, but they're trying to make shoes that fit like different people, like not the the elites and all this sort of stuff. I like that about Saucony, that they're trying to open it up a little bit more. They're fully aware that there's different sorts of runners, funnily enough, out there
Hmm.
that require
It's
maybe something different. I think that's one of the really
I
awesome
think
things. What?
that's one of my favorite things that I've gotten to work with them a lot over the last year, and that's
Mm,
probably the thing that I appreciate the most is the inclusivity in which they are trying to make shoes for everybody and apparel. I mean, if you go on their website, they have like 3X clothing too, which is
really?
also awesome as a
Nice.
person who, like I wish I could wear bandit clothes. I can't because they don't fit.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you have that offering for me, I will gravitate towards you and I will, love
Yeah.
working with you.
Yeah, that's. I didn't realize that. That's even more awesome. Yeah, so as I
Yeah.
say, I'm a big fan. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of Saucony. So let's dive into some of these questions, if you don't mind. So, okay, so Matt always gives us a major question of the week.
All right.
So Herm, if you could have 40 over to your neck of the woods to run a race with you, what race would it be and why?
Do we get to run it together?
Yeah.
Um, I'd probably pick like a long ultra, like trail run. Um, I'd
Thanks, bro.
probably I'd probably take you down to my great state of New Jersey.
Okay.
On Just doesn't get enough love,
Okay.
and we'd run like the Squatch Apple 50 mile together.
Okay.
That way we could also just chat each other's ears off for
just,
12
just
hours.
just mull it over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I would have to like even our ground a little bit because on the road you just cook me. I'd stand no chance. In the mountains, I think I could like we could take our time with it.
Okay. I'm actually up for that, to be honest. Okay, Gary's got a good question. What are your 3 marathon rotation shoes? I think we may have touched on a couple of these, but let's re-emphasize those.
Yeah, no, I mean Hurricane for
Mhm.
kind of just chewing up miles, everyday stuff. Endorphins, just Saucony lineup.
Yeah, but why not?
And
If
then
it works, it
endorphin
works,
speed.
bro.
Yeah, the endorphin speed for fast days. Um, or I would love a like super blast in there too.
Oh.
I think that's such an underrated shoe because it doesn't have that plate.
Mhm.
And then on race day, probably gonna just go with the Endorphin Pro and have a great one.
I think that's a great
But
lineup. That's a great
I
lineup.
would I wouldn't mind doing an all Adidas lineup either. I mean, I could probably wear a Boston 12 and Adios Pro 3
And the
uh
Ultra Boost.
and sure, yeah, the Ultra Boost. I mean, I haven't ran
I
it
mean,
yet, but sure.
yeah, but you've got like an easy recovery shoe. You've got your Boston's do some of your workouts, and you got your race
Yep.
shoe. Done.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it's like a pretty divisive stance, but I love the Boston 12. I think that
Great
it's
shoe.
one of my favorite shoes.
Great shoe. It's I don't think it gets because it's quite sound nuts, but it's relatively old now because it's
Hmm.
not been refreshed and it's coming. But I think because of the latest sort of super trainers that we've had come out have taken the limelight from it. You know, even the Speed 4, Neo Vista, some of
Hmm.
these shoes that have come out, I think have taken the limelight a little bit off it. But that is, I mean, I did videos about it. It is a phenomenal shoe. And it was the shoe, I think, that started Adidas's sort of transformation back to making good, everyday, normal sort of running shoes. Because before that shoe, a lot of their stuff was terrible.
Yep.
And I think
No,
they're showing it with the Ultra Boost, even now, that they're trying and are getting back to where they should be.
yeah, I mean, I have a pair of the Evo ones upstairs too, so we could
Oh,
we could add that into the race day rotation.
what
I
are they
think
like?
that oh, they're amazing, dude. They are tremendous. I think that they marketed it to the right people, but they could also market it to like a larger human being
Mm,
because you have to have so much force to compress it, right?
hmm
But if you already are large enough to compress just about anything, you also receive the same return in my head. So like, yeah, one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on my feet, which is
Really?
insane because it's supposed to be like this like insane,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
marathon sub 2 maybe potential shoe, but it also works for us larger folks, our larger runners, which is it's super cool. So maybe we make that the race day shoe and
I
not the
love that.
Adios because
I
I
love.
love the rocker change too. Feels fantastic.
Well, and I also love Alf's comment that's just come in. Have you ever seen that episode of The Sopranos where they lose that Russian in a New Jersey forest and end up eating ketchup in a van? That could be me
Yeah,
and you in this ultra.
I could.
I know it. I know the scene, dude.
I know it too well. Yeah, no,
We're
that could
gonna
1000% be
sit there
us.
eating
And
ketchup.
honestly, if there was anyone I would get lost with in the woods, I would hope it'd be you, 40.
Oh, you legend. Okay, you legend. Talking of legends, Pablo, inspiring to see a bigger guy like me who runs. Good to see you, Herm. That's getting some love there. I
Appreciate
like it.
that.
I like it. Any tips on building an aerobic base for a larger runner? His ZO2 is real slow. So, how do you train a heart rate or anything like that, or you just get out there and get it done?
Oh, dude, I'm the worst person to ask this question. I wish I could give you an answer. I mean, one, I'm like far from a coach, so I could never. I'll let 40 kind of talk on that. But for me, it's just like my coach prescribes me what to do, and I just kind of go and do it and don't really think too much about it. So like
Hmm.
building an aerobic base to me, that just sounds like going and like doing more after my run, like going and just walking for like a longer amount of time. Like, let's say I have like a 45-minute run on the
Hmm.
schedule. I go do that 45-minute run, but then I also force myself to like walk for an extra 30 minutes after. And I mean, that's like kind of what I did when I started running, but like by no means is that advice that I would like prescribe someone. It just kind of what worked for me when I first started running and how I felt like I was going further. Um, and yeah, I mean, aerobic bases is I'm probably the worst person in the world to ask because like I'm not good at the like technical side of
Doesn't
running.
matter. Doesn't matter, bro. It's you're inspiring people. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. You've also inspired James Pagey. He met you briefly at the Soccer 10K. And he's hanging on, waiting to hear about the shoes. His favorite shoe at the moment is the Kinvara Pro. Have you tried that from Saucony?
I haven't actually. You know who has them? My buddy Brendan, and he loves it. So I have to get one soon. I mean,
It's a
it's
great shoe.
is it? Do you like
I,
it?
I, I absolutely love it. I think I've recommended it though, slightly different to the norm. I think if you pronate
Mhm,
and are after a race day shoe, but you're not like, again, you're not like some lunatic who's trying to run 3 hours or whatever. I think if you're just like a normal person, but you pronate, I think that's a brilliant shoe because again, it's inherently stable because it's wide. You've
mhm,
got two foams that are working well together. You've got the Power Run PB working there, and you've got a 3/4 plate. So you're getting some of that plate action. You're getting the
mhm,
energy return of the sort of super foam, but you're also getting the inherent stability. I think it's a great shoe, and I think it should never have been called the Kivara Pro. I think it should have been called the Shift.
mm.
I think that's where they went wrong with it. They got the marketing wrong on it. If they'd called that the Endorphin Shift 4 or whatever, I think they would have sold a lot of it. But I think it's a great shoe. It really is. Really is a good
Yeah,
shoe.
I feel like when it was coming out, I wasn't even making content yet, if I remember
Mm.
correctly, and I just remember watching reviews like, yeah, it's a fine shoe, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna add to your rotation.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's got a specific audience, but I don't think the audience knows that that's the shoe for them. Does that make it? Because it's
Mhm.
just such a
Yeah, no, it
confusing
makes perfect sense.
thing. Right, here's a good question. Are you a fan of the Nova slash Super Plus? So either of those ASIC shoes. How do you find ASIC shoes?
Mike Gordon, the bassist from Fish, asking us a question here. Um, Nova Blaster, Super Blaster, they're my two of my favorite shoes of all time.
There you go.
Um, I mean I can't say anything bad about it. I did my Ultra in the Nova Blast, and
Hmm.
the Super Blast is the first like I guess super shoe, if we
Hmm.
want to call it that, that I like fell in love with. Yeah, I would love to get my hands on another pair of Super Blasts, but I'll wait.
Yeah, just wait like everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, another. Oh, blimey. There's a million questions to come in for you.
Oh, there's Aubrey. What's up, dude?
Oh yeah, Aubrey's in the house. A question for Herm: what is the proudest achievement for you when it comes to your running? So, what's your sort of to date? Again, you've only been running a small amount of time, but
Yeah.
you've achieved a lot. So, what's that sort of defining moment right now?
Wow, that's a really good
Yeah,
question.
I know. It's like, whoa.
My proudest moment is probably crossing at that first New York City Marathon.
Hmm.
Because it was the race that inspired me to start running, and then it was the first marathon for me. It's like literally 1 year later, which is a pretty tough thing to do. I mean, not many people go
Very.
from couch to marathon
Marathon.
in 1 year and do it and like, you know, be proud of it, I guess. I mean, it's like it's such a hard task, and I feel like I was able to go and, start this channel too at the same time and,
Mhm.
grow a community. And so there was a lot of moving parts, and I think that was a day where I was able to like emotionally just like, okay, I'm super proud of myself
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then on top of that, I would say like anytime, literally anytime somebody like lets me know that I've helped inspire them or like achieve something in running, that is like I'm so stoked on that. That is by far like the best feeling in the world and makes me incredibly, incredibly proud of myself.
I'm incredibly proud to know you because first you're just a top guy, but also the sort of movement that you started with the sun's out, thumbs out. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. As somebody who myself is body conscious, when I see somebody like yourself coming out and that, and then I see all the other posts about that people are getting behind it. I just think that's amazing what you're doing there, brother. Tell the guys and girls if they don't know what that is, just hit them with that because it's brilliant.
Yeah, that is the coolest thing. That I would say like I'm proud of that. I'm more proud of everyone who like is joining in and like running comfortable for the first time in their lives. I mean, there's many people, many, many people who are saying like, "Hey, I've been running for 10, 12, 13 years. I've never pulled my shirt off because I was too insecure to do so because I was not feeling like one way or the other." For me, that I'm like, I'm so stoked if somebody, wants to make that jump and feels more comfortable running shirtless. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, people think it's bullshit, but it's not. It's like you genuinely feel so much better once you take your shirt off.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
A
it's
million
insane.
percent. There's no doubt about it. I was chatting. I was with Ben and Chris. We did 80 miles yesterday, and it was super hot. And I was in a t-shirt, and I was just like, we was just chatting. I said, I feel so still in because Ben was like, oh yeah, you look a little bit leaner, blah 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 blah. I was just chatting, and I said, but Ben, I'm still so insecure. Look at this, and he was just like, what are you talking about? But you can't help it, right? But I would have, I I should have taken my shirt off because it was so damn sweaty and miserable and hot and that lot. But you still feel insecure. So I think to take inspiration from somebody like you,
Yeah,
um,
I
I
mean,
just think it's positive, bro. I think it's so positive. I
we're
love
we're
it.
just we're just constantly beating ourselves
Yeah.
up in our own head, which is like the hardest part about like people are like, how do you deal with negative comments? How do you deal with people like if somebody looks at you funny when you're running shirtless? I'm like, I've already beat myself like 12, 15, 17, 20 years ago I beat myself up over this. Like
Uh-huh.
I have already taken down the final boss. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
good. I can just go and if I'm comfortable, then that's all that matters
Yeah.
because,
Amen.
we're just exercising. That's
Yeah.
all we're doing.
Amen. I mean, if you feel any, I mean, again, this is my own insecurities, but like even I'm sort of going off the topic, but like even I wouldn't wear half tights for you. I mean, it's well
Hmm.
documented on this channel. I wouldn't wear half tights. And it was only Thomas, believing the run, who gave me the confidence. He was like, just wear them. Like, fuck it, just go out and do it. And then ever since then, it's been like a game changer for me in terms
Oh
of
yeah.
races and stuff like that. And I was like, why wasn't I doing this before? What a prick. Um, and it once you get that confidence and you get over that sort of, I don't know, that inhibition or whatever it is, it's like, as you say, it's like night and day in terms of how you feel and confidence. It can make a huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah, especially like the half tights thing. It's like as soon as you come back from that first run in half tights and you're not chafed
Yeah,
everywhere, you're like, oh, I get why they're doing this thing. This makes so much more sense now.
100%, 100%, bro. It's like, why did I do this fucking
Right.
5 years ago? It's just like, oh, it's insane. But there, so yeah, I mean, again, props to you, brother. Right, so get back to the questions. I just realised the time. We could be on here for
No,
hours.
you're good.
Lee Jackson, what three shoes should I consider if I was to spend £250, so let's say dollars as well, on a marathon race this year. So he's got $250 to spend. Plus,
Oh
what's he
man,
going for?
$250. We'll go. I would go probably wait for the Endorphin Elite 2 to come out and then go get that. Um, Probably the Adios Pro 3, but also wait for the 4 to come out, then you can go get that.
Yeah.
To start your question, wait for 3 months and then go make this
And
purchase.
actually, the interest you would have got will help you by the because
yeah, by then you actually have $300 because
yeah.
you're gonna need it. And what am I missing here, 40? What do we
The
got?
thing is, well, what I'm actually thinking is, believe it or not, $250 or pounds doesn't actually buy you much anymore. That's the scary
That's
thing,
the
right?
unfortunate part,
Because the
right?
Saucony, £280 over here. The Adios Pro 3 is going to come out, I'm guessing, about 250. But anything sort of, over that, the SC Elite, things like that, which I think is a really good shoe as well, the SC from New Balance.
Actually, that would probably be my number 3.
A nice
I love that
stable
shoe.
ride, not overly soft, but it's so much better than I thought it would be. I use it for more training than running, racing, but it's a great shoe. But it's so expensive. It's like £260.
Is that the Elite?
Yeah, the Elite is so
it really?
Yeah, it's I can't remember exact
Is it
price.
cheaper over here? I feel like
It
it's
is cheaper. It is cheaper with you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
I feel like it's closer to $200 here.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to Google it now because for whatever reason, when it came out, I mean, again, I'm super lucky, right? And I get sent this stuff, so I'm not moaning, okay? But I feel everyone's pain. £260. If you wanted to buy the new colorway, that blue and white version, it's £260 at the moment. It's more expensive over here.
That's a hefty purchase.
It's a lot of money.
I would say you could even save a couple bucks and get last year's version because I also like SC Elite V3 a lot. If you don't mind the upper being all knit and a little bit funky, I loved that shoe. I thought it was actually one of my favorite carbon plated shoes I've ever worn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had Emily Run Like Hella was on last.
Yeah.
Was it the other week? She absolutely loves that shoe.
Oh, she loves the she loves the SC Trainer 2.
Oh, is it the Trainer 2?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
She loves that shoe.
Yeah.
To death.
Yeah,
She's gonna love number 3 too, though.
The reason I'm thinking that is because I know she PB'd in that Elite though. But she's I mean, I love that woman. She's just a machine.
She's the best.
Absolute machine. Yeah. Again, just absolutely love. Right, I just can't believe how time has gone like that. So I'm gonna do on the Friday show. We do a sort of what we call a lightning round. So I'm not going to use a lightning round because it's not the Friday show, and everyone gets really excited about the really expensive graphics that we use for that. So I'm just going to ask you sort of 5 quick fire questions that's pretty much unrelated to anything that we've sort of spoken about. It's just random shit, basically. So, are you ready? It's very serious.
Yeah.
If I wasn't on that ultra with you, what one song would you play the whole time? You're only allowed one song. What would it be?
Probably Sister Golden Hair by America.
Okay.
I don't know why. That song's been stuck in my head for like a week now. feels like the one I'd go with.
Okay.
Or I Would Walk 500 Miles. I feel like that would just like that's also a reference to I forget the show. How I Met Your Mother. That song's on repeat. So
okay. If you're stuck on a beach or stuck on a desert island, you only allowed 3 items. What are they going to
be? 3 items on a beach. Probably a good book, something you can read over a couple times, something that's not going to get too old. Maybe like The Catcher in the Rye. Just a whole slew of donuts that don't expire. I could live on donuts. And maybe like a radio just so I could listen to Red Sox baseball games.
Okay.
I don't need much more than that. Maybe a little music here and there, but I think I would get by with just that stuff. And obviously, if I'm clothed, we'll be good.
Yeah, that would be, well, you're on your own, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true too.
You can
don't want to get sunburnt though.
Oh yeah, no, don't want to get that sunburnt. Bucket list race. Is there one that you really want
Cocodona
to?
250.
The which one?
Cocodona 250. It's
Talk to me
from.
about that.
It's across the state of Arizona, 250 miles. Yep,
Two hundred.
that's the 250.
Okay, and how long have you got to do this?
I think you technically have forever if you really want it. But I think people usually do it in like 5-6 days.
And where does that start? Because I used to like almost live in Arizona, so
I
I'm
want
really
to
interested.
say it starts in Flagstaff.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly the starting and ending location, but it's 250 miles north or south through
Right.
Arizona.
I'm gonna check that out because
Yeah,
that sounds like
it's
awesome.
intense. It's super intense, but it's actually there's a video on YouTube. It's Eric. He just retired from ultra running.
Okay.
Can't remember his name, but Rabbit put it together, and it was him going through Cocodona, and that was like the video that I'll watch. Like, if I don't want to go for a run, I'll throw that on for like 5 minutes. I'll be like, okay, yeah, this is. I can go run my 6 miles as he goes for 250 in this video. So,
I'm gonna go and
yeah,
watch that after this.
yeah, please do. You'll very much enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, I'm on that. Okay, back to the thing. Favorite race so far. We kind of answered that with New York, didn't
London,
we? Oh, London.
yeah, I
Ooh.
love New York. It'll always have a special place in my heart. But the London Marathon was, and people are probably going to disagree because America, but in London they say like New York, like, oh, there's not an inch of the street that's not lined with people. It's the same with London, except instead of just having one row of people, there's 8 rows of people, and they're all hammered, and it is tremendous.
It's
So yeah,
tremendous.
no, London, and the best part about London too is New York has the bridges and hills and
Yeah,
Fifth Avenue. London, you start at the top of the hill, you run down for 2 miles, and you're like, damn, I'm definitely gonna have to go up at some point. You just never go back up.
Nope.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is compared to New York. Yeah, no doubt
Yeah.
about that. No
Oh yeah,
doubt
when
about that.
when you go from New York to London,
That's
it makes
beautiful.
marathoning seem a lot less
Yeah,
like scary.
yeah, 100% agree with that. Um, last one, bit random. Dinner, you can have dinner, but you can only be either Kipchoge or Tom Brady.
No, Tom Brady.
Yeah, I knew you'd go there because you're my
Grew
boy.
up grew up a Patriots fan.
Yeah,
Kipchoge would be sick. I mean, don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
but like Tom Brady is like my childhood. That's
Yeah, I threw Tom in there. I thought you may go that way, but that's pretty awesome. Now, lastly, to see us out, because the next time I'm going to see you in person, which I'm really excited about, is Berlin. We're
yeah.
at the
Oh,
Berlin
we haven't
Marathon.
announced it yet, but we're announcing it here.
Oh, okay.
Berlin.
Okay, so exclusive probably just absolutely got him in a lot of trouble.
No,
But
I actually registered this morning, so it's
oh,
official.
sweet.
Official. Yeah.
So we're going to be hanging out in Berlin. Any aspirations for that other than just to have a great time?
Yeah, for the person who says I don't take running serious, I'm going for a huge PR actually.
Okay.
So right now my PR is like 5 hours and 7 minutes. I want to go sub 4:45.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to go get a big PR. Doesn't help that I had an upper respiratory infection last week, so
That sucks.
cut into training a little bit.
Mhm.
But we're getting back into training tonight, and I think it's in the cards. I'm really excited. It's a great course for it, and I
Mm.
think that training in these hot months here in the States is really going to pay off and show like really good dividends once I get over to Berlin. So yeah, I am very, very excited to go and take running really seriously and run my ass off in Berlin. But then after that, I'm running Chicago too, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of running this fall.
You're going to be doing a lot of right now. Berlin's going to be awesome. I think you're going to love it. Course is great. Course is there for the taking if you want it. It's a fast. You
Yeah.
come out of that start, and all you can hear is feet, and it feels like you feel like Simba in the Lion King. You know, down. That's how you feel because these dudes are coming through, and you're just like, shit, I've got to run for my life here.
I
It's a good one.
I will say that has been the greatest benefit of being a big ass dude. Like nobody comes anywhere near me. They just bounce off of me. Like somebody I was running grandma's. I have two grandma's marathon stories. One dude came up to me and goes, "All right, 6'4", 30, that's a fucking runner right there. I was like, well, first of all, you added 2 inches and took off 40 pounds, so thank you. And then another guy comes up to me, like bumps into me, and he's like, whoa, sorry, man, I didn't mean to like run into you. I was like, dude, like, relax. He's like a 5'8", like probably 120-pound person. I didn't even notice he touched me. So yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
not. I'm
that's
not too
awesome.
concerned about the footsteps around me
Footsteps
ever.
of Berlin. When are you coming into? But did you know your plans yet?
No, I have no
Okay.
clue, dude.
All right. Well, let
I'll
me know.
probably make my way down to London while I'm over there too, because
Okay.
I can't seem to get enough of your city.
There you go. So, all right. Well, keep me posted on that. I just want to say thank you. I love you. I think everything you're doing is amazing. If you've not checked Herm out, it's Herm.Runs across everything. Make sure you follow and just sit back and enjoy it like I do. I think it's awesome. I'm super excited to spend some more time with you in Berlin, brother. I think it's going to be wild.
We're gonna have so much. Oh, dude, Oktoberfest is like the week before, right? We should go a week before. You're right,
Have you ever been to an Oktoberfest?
dude. I've never been to Germany.
Oh man, October. I've been a few. I used to work in Munich, obviously the home of it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's some stories for you, and that we'll do a late night version.
yeah. We'll put that one behind a paywall. We'll
Yeah,
also
yeah,
talk about all the influencers we hate
yeah,
and how much we get paid to do our job.
yeah.
And people can pay $29.99 a month for that
for,
episode.
for the truth.
We'll put it on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, bro. Right. Well, I'm going to end the stream. Hang on, because I want to catch up with you on something else. But yeah, I'm going to say bye. Thank you very much. Mick, I think you were wrong again tonight. We've gone 46:39. Sorry about that, Mick. And I'm live on Friday. We are back with the Long Run Show on Friday. So make sure you check that out. And I'm, again, back on Monday for hanging out with you guys. But thank you very much to Herm. And we shall see you all later. Now, we've got this really cool outro, but I never can find it. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. Right. See you later, everybody.
See you guys.